Good evening to those who will listen. It's May 13th, 2024, 8:49 p.m. Boy, I've been on a roll today. Lots of stuff going on. This is Leak Project, a great channel for information. And oops, he's come on, I had it back there, but apparently it didn't go. So he's talking about the Vatican. Let me get to there. There we go. Vatican is preparing guidance on discerning supernatural apparitions. So ain't that kind of weird? So what he's saying in this one, though, is they're about ready to publish it. They're announcing that they're finishing it up, but they haven't been released yet, and they're not saying the exact day of when they're releasing it. But he says it could be right around the 40-day mark. He says here, Vatican releasing new guidelines for communicating with supernatural 39 days after the eclipse. He says, depending on the time zone, it could be 39 or 40 days. So, ain't that crazy? So, with everything going on, we had the eclipse, and now we had all these solar weather events going on. We have CERN messing around with their collider, and HAARP doing their thing. We got all Project Bluebeam. You never know, could be coming involved too. So imagine this now, and plus, don't forget we had the demon face syndrome too. Right before this happened. So when people start suddenly seeing angels or saints or even Jesus himself, they said, then they're supposed to read this information to discern, I guess, if it's real or not, or maybe discern what it means too. But can you imagine now, suddenly now, all these people are going to start seeing these apparitions? Did CERN do something? Did they release demons from another dimension into ours? Just crazy. I don't know. The timing on all this stuff is just really, really strange. So the 40-day mark comes at May 18th, May 19th, which is Sunday. I think Sunday is the 19th. Let me look. Yeah, 19th. So it could be either the 18th or the 19th. I think the 19th is considered the 40 days. And then the 29th would be 50 days. So I don't know. Is something going to happen from all this? It seems funny that the Vatican, the Pope, is putting out information about people seeing and discerning apparitions. It's just amazing that people just don't see that what's going on here. Thank God you guys that are listening right now, that we have discernment on a lot of this stuff, and we can see through this. But the timing makes me think, did they do something? Did they release some demons or spirits from the eclipse? We saw all those those weird dark shadow figures flying through the sky right during the eclipse. And then we have CERN firing up. During the eclipse, we had HAARP doing experiments during the solar weather. So yeah, you got to keep an open mind on all stories. Don't just take what they're saying at face value. Look into it, research it. I have a lot of channels that that dive into all this stuff too. So I watch them too, and then research. Always research and always pray for discernment on all these things, because you can't just take things at face value anymore. There's so many possibilities of what they're saying is happening and what could actually be happening. This whole solar storm that happened over the weekend, they were predicting that we were supposed to have another G5, and then it never happened. I think the highest it ever got back to was a G2. So at the beginning, it was a G1, then suddenly went all the way to a G4, and then went to a G5, went back to a G4, went back up to a G5, and then suddenly, blam, it went all the way down to a G0. And then it never really got back up there except for a like a G2 or even a G1. And they're still predicting more. I'm not going to keep going on and on, but they're talking about we could get a solar, a CME could be hitting each day, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. They're not expecting anything major, just minor or maybe moderate. So, I don't know. Take that at face value too, you know. Is there really this solar weather? Are all these flares and CMEs actually happening? Or is it made up? You got to think about that. It could be. A lot of people were making fun of the stories about the conspiracy theorists, you know, who were saying that HAARP was creating all the auroras. But, you know, when I was looking it up, you know, it's weird how it came about. So that makes me think it's very possible that they could have been just man-made. Back November 5th was the last time, I'm in Iowa, was the last time Iowa had a chance to see, or, you know, it actually happened too. I didn't see them. But the auroras happened on November 5th here. And I didn't see them personally, but there was a lot of people that got pictures. I saw them in the news and everything. And then, you know, I looked back at HAARP, and sure enough, they were doing experiments November 4th through the 7th. So it's just a weird coincidence, you know, that they were doing experiments on the same time that the auroras dipped so far south. So just saying, keep an open mind, pray for discernment. Love you guys. God bless.